Praxis 5713 Reading and Language Arts Study Guide Preparation Quiz. Question 1. A 6th grade teacher is having students read a short story. She asks them to create a plot diagram, identifying the exposition, rising action, climax, falling action, and resolution. This activity is primarily designed to help students understand. Is it? Option A. Character development and motivation. B. The author's use of figurative language. C. The structure and elements of a narrative. Or D. The historical context in which the story was written. The correct answer is C. The correct answer is C. A plot diagram is a graphic organizer specifically designed to map the structure of a story. It helps students visually understand how a narrative is built, from the introduction of characters and setting, exposition, through the series of events, rising action, to the turning point, climax, and the resolution. This activity directly targets the student's comprehension of narrative text structure. The other options, while potentially related to the story, are not the primary focus of creating a plot diagram. Remember, we can take your Praxis 5713 exam for you, remotely and undetected, with pass % score guaranteed. Message us via the number in the bio. Question 2. A teacher is planning instruction for a student who is an English language learner at the beginning level of proficiency. The student can understand basic phrases and produce 1- or 2-word responses. The learning objective for the science lesson is for students to understand that plants need sunlight to grow. Which of the following activities would be most appropriate for this student? Is it? Option A. Have the student write a paragraph explaining the process of photosynthesis using new vocabulary words. B. Have the student conduct a complex experiment comparing plant growth under different colored lights. C. Have the student listen to a lecture on plant biology and take notes. Or D. Have the student work with a partner to place a picture card of a plant in sunlight on a sorting mat labeled What Plants Need, and a picture of a plant in a dark closet on a mat labeled What Plants Do Not Need. The correct answer is D. The correct answer is D. This activity is highly scaffolded for a beginning level ELO. It uses non-linguistic supports, picture cards, sorting mats, to convey the core concept. It requires minimal language production, placing a card, while still engaging with the content objective. The collaborative element with a partner also provides peer support. Options A, B, and C require a level of English proficiency, writing paragraphs, understanding complex instructions, listening to lectures, that is far beyond the student's current level and would be frustrating and ineffective. Question 3. A middle school English teacher is implementing a writing workshop model. During the mini-lesson portion of the workshop, the teacher gives a brief, focused lesson on how to write a strong thesis statement. After the mini-lesson, students spend the majority of the period drafting their own essays, and the teacher circulates and confers with individuals. This structure best reflects an understanding of which key principle of writing instruction. Is it? Option A. Explicit instruction in a specific skill should be followed by ample time for students to apply that skill in their own authentic writing. B. Students learn to write best by reading and analyzing the work of published authors, so the mini-lesson should always be based on a mentor text. C. The teacher's primary role during writing time is to grade papers, while students should work independently and silently. Or D. Grammar and mechanics are the most important aspects of writing and should be taught in isolation before students are allowed to write. The correct answer is A. The correct answer is A. The writing workshop model is grounded in the principle of teaching skills in the context of authentic writing. The mini-lesson provides a short burst of direct, explicit instruction on a specific, manageable skill. The extended writing time that follows is crucial because it gives students an immediate, low-stakes opportunity to apply that new skill to their own work. The teacher's role during this time is to provide targeted, individualized support through conferences, scaffolding students as they attempt to implement the lesson. This I do, we do, you do structure is highly effective for skill transfer. Option B is not the primary principle of the workshop model. While mentor texts can be used, the core idea is the application of skills. Option C describes an outdated, teacher-centered classroom. Option D is a common misconception. While grammar is important, teaching it in isolation has been shown to be ineffective. It is best taught in the context of students' own writing. Question 4. A teacher is selecting a text for a whole class read aloud. Which of the following factors is most important for the teacher to consider to ensure the read aloud is an effective instructional tool? Is it? Option A. The text must be at the student's independent reading level, so they can follow along easily. B. The text should be slightly above the student's current independent reading level to expose them to rich vocabulary and complex sentence structures. C. The text should be short enough to be read in a single sitting to maintain student interest. Or D. The text should always be a nonfiction book to align with science and social studies standards. The correct answer is B. The correct answer is B. A read aloud is a powerful instructional tool precisely because it allows students to access texts they cannot yet read independently. By listening, they can engage with grade-level concepts, sophisticated vocabulary, and complex sentence structures that are beyond their decoding abilities. This instructional level text, read aloud by a fluent reader, builds listening comprehension and background knowledge that will eventually support their reading comprehension. Option A describes a text for independent reading. Option C is a practical consideration, but not the most important instructional factor. Option D is too narrow. Fiction read alouds are equally valuable for developing literary understanding and a love of stories. Question 5. A 10th grade student is writing a research paper. The teacher has a conference with the student and notices that while the student has found numerous sources, the paper is essentially a series of direct quotes and paraphrases stitched together, with no original argument or synthesis of ideas. What is the most effective instructional feedback the teacher can provide to help the student move beyond this level of writing? Is it? Option A. You need at least 5 more sources to support your points. A good research paper uses a wide variety of expert opinions. B. Your formatting is incorrect. You need to review the NLA style guide and fix your citations. C. I'm seeing a lot of what other people think. Now, I want to know what you think. Based on all this research, what is your own main argument? Let's work on writing a thesis statement that drives the paper. Or D. This is very well researched. Good job. For your next draft, just focus on correcting the spelling and grammar errors I've marked. The correct answer is C. The correct answer is C. The student's issue is a lack of original analysis and synthesis, which is a common challenge in research writing. The feedback correctly identifies the root problem. The paper is a report of others' ideas, not an argument driven by the student's own thesis. The teacher's response skillfully redirects the student from simply collecting information to constructing knowledge. By asking for the student's own argument and suggesting they work on a thesis, the teacher provides a clear, actionable next step that addresses the higher-order thinking skills required for the assignment. Options A and B focus on surface-level issues, quantity of sources, formatting, that do not address the core problem of missing analysis. Option D offers only praise and low-level editing feedback, which fails to challenge the student to grow as a writer. How many did you score out of 5? Let us know in the comments below. Also, tell us which exam we should cover next. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe for more.